Hi, my name is Rudy, and I'm here to give you just a little bit of additional information about the new Targeted EIDL Advance. Again, if you have not applied for this, you need to apply. Anyways, I'm going to walk you through this video. Important notes that I wanted to go over is that here we are at the Targeted EIDL Advance and Supplemental Targeted Advance. So now, guess what, people? Free money. You need to apply. If you were in business, you were a sole proprietor, if you were you have put in your application but never got a response, this is your time to go back and check again, because you can straight up get $10,000 if you are in a low-income community. And you can check with this mapping tool, which on this page here from the sba.gov, it's right here. This mapping tool is free. You can put in your address. It looks like this. You can put in Palmdale, California. Nice and warm. Anyways, here we go. You can hover over an area and it says low income community. Yes, I'm pointing with my finger. Or you can click over here. Guess what? This is the wealthier side. It is not a low-income community. No. Everything like this side of the freeway where the mall is no. But guess what? I live over here and I was able to get this $10,000. So don't forget to check on the map, because you want to make sure you're not going to waste your time. So anyways, this map, let's say you are in the low-income community. The next thing to do is that you need to be able to show a 30% reduction in revenue during an 8-week period. Again, that's only like 2 months. Not the standard quarter, but only 2 months. Beginning on March 2, 2020 or later. So, once you gather your paperwork and you start looking things over, make sure that you can qualify before you start, throwing numbers in. And again, in this section here, it explains, which entities are available. Like if you were a sole proprietor, independent contractor, private nonprofit, agricultural business enterprises are not eligible. So again, this is for all of the United States, and anybody from anywhere in the United States can apply for this. Next, after you click apply here, this is the streamlined process, which I didn't have the chance of using last year. Our process was took me about 4 days to fill this thing out. So anyways, we move on. They're collecting the information, and again, this application is only the first part. There's going to be 3 different parts. This is part 1. After this part, you're going to get an email, which I'll show you next. Applicant is a business with no more than 500 employees. Whether that you're not an enterprise with more than 500, that you cannot be in an agricultural enterprise anyways. Applicant is an individual who operates under sole proprietorship with or without employees, or as an independent contractor. This is basically the same thing as the top one, because you're a business and sole proprietor. Applicant is a cooperative with not more. Again, this is really special types of businesses that only you would know where you stand. The next step is, that you review the following. I think you've seen this if you fill out any federal forms. It says, applicant is not engaged in any illegal activity as defined by federal guidelines. In other words, don't do anything bad, or else you won't get no money. Now, no principal of the applicant with a 50% or greater ownership interest is more than 60 days delinquent on child support. Please, don't be late on your child support, people. Applicant does not present live performances of a prurient sexual nature or derive directly or indirectly more than the minimum gross revenue through the sale of products or services, or the presentation of any depictions or displays of prurient sexual nature. In other words, if you're in the porn industry, sorry people, can't do it. Applicant does not derive more than 1/3 of gross annual revenue from legal gambling activities. Don't gamble your money. Applicant is not in the business of lobbying. I guess if you were in the business of lobbying, you probably wouldn't need this loan or grant. Applicant cannot be a state, local, or municipal government entity and cannot be a member of Congress. Okay. Can't even joke about that one. Next, you put in your business legal name. Under business legal name, if you look it up, it's actually going to be your name. So in this case, it'll be Pancho. Make sure that you use the name that is on your childcare legal license, the one that's on also and or on your driver's license. You know, it has to be a real name that matches up. Your trade name, in most cases, you'll find that it's going to be your last name. So in this case, via family child, and then your employer identification number, which I prefer to use instead of a social, because it's kind of like it keeps the numbers in with the business and doesn't like go straight to your social security number. So, you know, and then when it asks you for your organizational type, most of us are going to be sole proprietors unless you're incorporated. Are you a nonprofit? No. And then, is the applicant a franchise? Because franchises are not eligible. Gross revenues, you can take it off of your 2019 tax return, and that would be on your Schedule C, line 1, gross revenue. And that would go here. Your cost of goods sold, I mean, that depends on your type of bookkeeping, but most childcares, they're going to be 0. Unless you have a creative accountant that does something very creative. If you have rental property, nonprofit, agriculture, enterprise, cost of operation, 12-month period prior to the day of disaster, well, that's not us. Compensation from other sources received as a result of the disaster. I think I put 7,555, and this was from a childcare. Now, here you put in your address, city. Now, here you put in your county. You put in your phone number. You can put in a fax number if you even have one, or like your cell phone, and then put your business phone in here. Here you want to put in your business email. You started your business, current ownership, usually about the same time. Unless you took over somebody else's business. Business activity. If you're a daycare, which is what I'm going to focus on, it falls under educational services. Then, detailed business activity, voila, daycare. Number of employees, 5. You can put whatever, you always put yourself as 1. So it's just 1. Next, you put in your name. Again, via mobile phone. Title, it's a drop down. Most of you are going to be owners. Percent of ownership, 100. And then for email, Coco, again here, put in your social, your birth date, and then your place of birth. This is interesting. Why? I don't know. It's not in red, so you really don't have to do it. So we can just put in El Salvador. You must be a U.S. citizen, normally on most of these, to get these types of grants. Your residential address. Oops. And again, up here, this window pops up and says, are you owned by a business entity? In other words, are you owned by another company, which is bigger? So like if you're part of it. And if you put yes, they're going to turn you down. So no. Next. So under additional information, it says, in the past year, has your business or a listed owner been convicted of felony? It's kind of like what happened in the first part. So no. Is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or barred from contracting with the federal government, receiving grants and loans? Gosh, I hope not. Are you presently subject to an indictment of criminal information, arraignment, or other means, any charges being brought against you within the past 5 years for any felony, pleaded guilty? Anyways, hopefully not. Did anyone help you? Fill out this application. You put their name in here. Here you put in your bank with, Bank of America. Here you put in your account number and your routing number. I certify in the United States true. So anyways, this is the basic application. From here is going to take you to like submitted page, which I'm not going to do because the information I put in here is not real. But I did it for demonstration purposes in the hopes that it can help you, apply for this. You guys are almost done. You've just finished the first part, and which is filling out the initial application. Now, you just wait patiently and you're going to receive 2 emails. One of them is going to be that you submitted, and it'll say submitted confirmation. These are both from the SBA. And on the email that says submitted confirmation, you click create account. When you click create account, it's going to show you a window that it says, small business application. It gives you the person's name. They're going to give you a quote that you're eligible for a loan. And this loan can be anywhere from, $10,000 to $200,000 depending on your gross income. And it varies up and down. They're going to offer to loan you money, which you do not have to take. And they're going to show you in that email, hey, we're going to loan you $180,000. I mean, you can take it, but that's up to you. The interest rate is 3.75, payable over 30 years, so it's like buying a house. But this money can only be used for business. Then it's going to ask you to verify identity. And I can't show you that because it has a lot of personal information in there that you would have to verify against. And I'm sure you've seen these when you log into your bank or a new credit card. So once you verify your identity, I believe it goes green under verify identity. And then that basic step is done. From there, you would move on to the next email, which is for the targeted EIDL, which we're going to explain more in depth in the next video. I'm really excited that they brought it back to us and made this money available again. And almost everybody who was self-employed is going to be able to get this money. And I strongly suggest, on the next video, I'm going to show you the second part and possibly the third part in the second video. Hang on there and I'll have my next video out in the next few days. Thanks. Bye.